On the list for the Veterans Hospital, body wash, deodorant, body lotions, both for men and women. Chapstick, toothbrushes, and toothpaste, and recreational items, crossword puzzles, word search, Sudoku, adult coloring books. And then we have blank thank you cards here at the desk. So if you were hoping to just like jot down a quick thank you, that would be amazing too. It could be like a more generic kind of style thank you, but any kind of like little thank you thing would be great. Otherwise, then like I'll be filling them all out, you know. So if you have a few minutes, you want to stop and like, you know, help me out, take one or two of them off my hands. And if you're like, oh, I'm in a hurry, you can grab them and take them and fill them out and just leave them at the desk. Then we can do that too. You know, thank you for your service, for all the things in my life that I love because of the work that you've done. So something to that effect. And then we're going to be sponsoring families with the Catherine McCauley House again this year. So I don't have all of the family stuff, but just know that that's coming up too. So if you're like, oh, this is cool, but you are limited on how much giving you're able to do, you want to know what's on the horizon. Usually we do like the moms and then the kids. So it's like the families staying there. Usually it's about 4 families. So we'll have like 4 moms and then the kids associated with them. We do like a shirt, pants, and then like toy kind of item, and then mom usually gets something for the house, like ask for like a crock pot or a vacuum cleaner, towels or stuff like that. So I used to think like, oh, that's so sad, like mom getting, you know, towels and a crock pot. And now I'm like, oh, I got a new house. I'm like, man, you know what I really love? Wash glasses. New vacuum cleaner. So I know. I'm like, wow, actually, I think that this is like really nice stuff. And it would be like nice to get, you know. But in any case, those are things going on. This weekend, there's an aerial yoga workshop on backbending. There's a kids yoga class, and I'm running an acro yoga class. So acro is yoga on top of other people. So don't need a partner. It's not romantic. It's business. We're just like pressing, pushing, and doing stuff with other people. So if you can make it, it's so fun. I promise that you'll laugh and like leave with a big smile. Like, that was so crazy. It's like the joy that you get of high-fiving people, you get it, but like on steroids. So what are you missing, Josh?
You're gonna need that.
I was like, the smoothie definitely is in the.
No, I don't need that.
All right. So outside of that, there's a restorative workshop coming up in December with Kelby. I'm doing yoga teacher training in Stroudsburg that has to do with advanced anatomy. So that can be for yoga teachers or people who are just like really into the anatomy. And then I have a hands-on assist module I'll be running here in March. So the cards are coming around. They say yes, please, and no, thank you. I put them all in yes, please, and if you want to flip them over at any time, you can. The hands-on assists, if you love them and you are not a teacher, but you want the teachers who teach you to do more hands-on assists, tell them to come. And then we will get started today. So, coming to a child's pose. Having a seat, hips back towards your knee. Arms extending out long, so the knees are separated a little wider. We're trying to drop that chest down inside. We're tapping into the rhythm of your breathing. When we work the strength and the opening within the shoulders, it's important to remember that there are big muscles around the shoulders and there are very small muscles around the shoulders. Sometimes I'll be asking you to find the big muscles. And sometimes I'll be asking you to find the small ones. These little muscles are not very glamorous, they're not super big, they don't like show up for us in a tank top. Anything like that. But they stabilize the shoulder. They keep the ball on the tee, your arm bone connected to your shoulder blade. And sometimes it's the little work, the small muscles, the little habits of every day that make a big difference in our life. So as you think about what it is that you need today, what are the little habits? The work that nobody sees, the stuff you don't put on Facebook, that makes those things happen. Is it an awareness in your breath where you are that day? Is it a desire to move a little smoother, with a little more ease? Maybe with an amount of strength. Maybe there's someone in your life that you would like to dedicate or offer your time practice to. That they have what they need. Maybe that they find the little habits that will change their lives. Pressing those hands down into the floor. On an inhale, rise up, tabletop position. From your tabletop position, on an inhale, look up, let your belly drop down, arch your back. As you exhale, round your spine, by changing your chest, and push to the right. Good, again, on an inhale, one foot right at a time, hips, low back, middle back, upper back. Exhale, shin to the chest, rounding upper back, middle back, lower back. Again, on an inhale, looking up, belly drops down, arms relax, squeeze those shoulder blades together. And on an exhale, rounding the spine, chin to the chest, push the ground away. One last time, inhale, look up, belly drops down, arch the back, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale, round it out, chin to the chest, pushing the ground away. Good, coming back to that tabletop position. As those palms press down, we'll turn the right hand back to facing you and then the left hand. Good. Now push the shoulder blades away from each other, belly stays in. So you don't arch your back to do this. We're gonna keep that belly in. Push those hands in the ground. See if you can bend the elbows while you keep that upper back lifted. Upper back is lifted up to the sky. Belly is lifted up to the sky. Pull it in. And then try to bend elbows. So lift this face, yeah. Lift this face. Now bend your elbows. Nope, don't lose this. I know, they're not connected. It feels like sometimes you can bend your elbows and not move your back. Nope. Nope. Good, come on back to center, turn those hands back. I know. Good, now with those hands down, we're gonna see if we can keep the weight in the hands. So you lean forward a little bit and then try to lift your fingers up off the ground. And that's hard too, yes, and go back down. I can barely get a piece of paper under my hands. Lift the fingers up, off, and then put them back down. Good, keep all those knuckles down. Just the fingers lift, pull up. And back down. And then one more time. Try to just lift the fingers up. And back down. Good. Now the fingers stay down. Try to lift the palms up so the knuckles stay down. And then lower back down. And if you lean back, you can do this pretty easily. Like I'm like, oh watch, like I can do this all day and there's like nothing to it. But when I lean my weight forward into my hands, then I'm like, whoa, that is significantly harder. I want you to find the place that you're like, that is significantly hard. See if you can keep leaning forward and push down to press up and then slow down. And then again, slow press up and slow lower down. Awesome. Good. Turn those hands around now so that the fingers face each other. Those arms are nice and strong. Belly is drawn in. And this time we'll squeeze the fingers in and then curl the thumbs over the top. And then spread those hands wide and down. So you may find that, whoa, me having the weight on the back of my hands is a lot. If you walk your hands back towards your knees, it takes the weight out of the hands. That makes it easier. But I want the wrists down, the back of the palms down. Yeah. And if you're like, that is too much, you know, and then you change it. Because we're looking at little muscles here. I'm not worried about the fingers curling. I'm trying to stretch the backs of these wrists. So you find the place that you can do that. Squeeze all those fingers and the thumb in. Upper back lifted. And then spread those fingers wide and down. And the arms stay straight. Good. And then again, big curl and squeeze them in, squeeze them in, squeeze them in. And then spread them super wide and down. And then one more time, squeeze those fingers and thumbs, curl over the tops. And then spread them wide and back down. Good. Now turn those hands back over. Walk them a little bit forward. And then take 3 big circles. Hips all the way back towards your heels and then out over your hands. Big circles all the way around. For 3, 2, and 1. And then reverse the opposite direction for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Sitting back towards your heels, grab the palms, hips to the side, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, shake your head yes. From downward facing dog, shake your head no. Good, and then nice and slow, walk those hands back towards your feet. Come into a forward fold at the back of the mat. This time the fingers around your elbows, chin into your chest, a soft bend in your knee, so that your chest can lay on your thighs. Maybe it's a big bend in your knees, so your chest can touch your thighs. In any case, find that place. Chest and thighs touching. Head hanging down. Good. On an inhale, release those hands down to the floor. Good. With both palms down on the floor. Might have to bend your knees. That's good. Try to straighten your right leg, just the right leg. And then rebend it. Both palms pressing down to the floor, left leg bends. Or left leg straightens. And then rebend. Both palms down on the floor, chest down on the thighs, both legs try to straighten at the same time, try to squeeze those pelvic floor muscles in. Good. Releasing. Walk those hands back out, downward facing dog. On an inhale, coming forward, a plank position. And from your plank position, you have the option to lower the knees down. We're going to be here for a little while. So if you like decide, you know what, now I'd like to put my knees down. There's no shame in the game, right? We're here to like feel the body. So plank or knees plank. Shoulder blades come together. No bend in the elbow. And then shoulder blades away from each other. Upper back wrist to the sky. Shoulder blades together. Shoulder blades away from each other. That's 2. Slow. Shoulder blades together as far down as you can go. No bend in the elbow. And then as far away from each other as you can get. Good. Shoulder blades together. Together. Both of them. Come on. Yes. And then apart. Up your back lips. Almost there. Shoulder blades together. Together. Shoulder blades apart. 2 more. Shoulder blades together. Good. Shoulder blades apart. Keep lifting. Good. 1 more. Shoulder blades together. Good. Shoulder blades apart. Good. Lower those knees down. Just the knees down if they're not already. Walk those hands forward, puppy pose. Butt stays up in the air. You walk those arms out as far as you can. I want you to try to turn your elbows to look at each other. The arm bones are externally rotating, but it feels like in because your elbows go in. Palms turn up towards the sky. If you can get your chest down on the floor, then you can put your chin down on the floor. Reach through your hands significantly. Like you're reaching for a marble under the couch. Keep trying to turn those arm bones in. Now make those shoulder blades come together. Imagine if you feel my thumbs right between your shoulder blades pressing me down. Good. Keep rolling those arms in. More and more and more. Good. Nice and slow. You can come out of this forward or back, but you're making your way out of this. It's a little ridiculous sometimes to come out of. And we meet back in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, on an inhale, look forward. As you exhale, jump top of the mat. Use those fingers as brakes. Butt stays up in the air. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, arms up, overhead. Find the back bend at the top. And then exhale, forward fold. Take your hands all the way down the floor. They touch the floor. So you might have to walk your feet back. You might have to walk your hands forward. You might have to bend your knees. Put your hands down on the floor and lean into your fingers. That's all. Just lean into your fingers. Palms down. Press those palms to the floor. Grip that mat like you don't want it to leave you. Good. Think about your tippy toes now. Lean into your hands. Ah. Could you maybe now bend your elbows and your body weight keeps leaning forward into those hands? And then step your right foot back, just the right one. And then hold that weight in your hands, But then step your left foot back, plank position. Good. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog or tall cobra. Pause. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Press the floor away and then pull your low belly in to support your low back. I squeeze my butt because I squeeze my butt all the time. I just love it. And then exhale back downward facing dog. If you squeeze your butt and it hurts your back, then stop squeezing your butt. Can you make those elbows try to look at each other the way they did in puppy pose? You're turning your elbows to face each other. The upper back spreads. The shoulder blades move away from each other. They try to wrap around the front of your chest. And while you're doing that, you try to push your chest through. It's like do this, but do this too. opposition. We do this all the time here. Try to reach those sit bones up towards the sky a little more. Bend your knees a tiny bit. Pull those knees apart a little bit, and then press the heels down towards the floor without that leg turning back in. Look forward at your hands. Exhale. Hop, step, and go quick. Inhale, half lift. Arch your back. Stick your butt out. Belly strong. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Arms up, overhead, back bend at the top. Exhale, forward fold. Hands down. Good. Push your hands down to the floor. Feel those fingers engage. Lean into your hands. Palms are down. Lean in. Feel those fingers grip the floor. Good. Now bend your elbows. Lean more into your hands. Oh, it gets very tricky out here. Now step the left foot back. Just the left foot. Hold. Push the ground away. Activate those fingers. Elbows bent. Your knees in. Step the right foot back. Plank position. Lower down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog or tall cobra pose. It's just so nice. All right, and then exhale back, downward facing dog. So once again, try to turn those elbows in to face each other. Feel those palms pressing down, the knuckles stay down. Just like we did in the warm-ups, the knuckles stayed down. And bend your knees, stick your butt out towards the sky. Hold that. Pull those knees slightly apart. Press your heel down towards the floor. Maybe just one. And then just like rebend and then the other one. Good. Look forward to your hands. Exhale, hop, step, jump off. Oh, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, and fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Arms up, overhead, back bend to the top. And your hands back to center. Good. Feet apart or feet together, that's up to you. Bend the knees, sweep your arms up to the sky. Vinyasa. Sitting back in that chair, that's not bad. So bring your fingers around your elbows, try to lift your elbows up higher than your ear. Good. With those fingers around your elbows, pull the chest back. Pull that low belly in, sit down a little lower. Good. Keep breathing, lower your chest halfway to the floor. Fingers around your elbows. Sit down more. Lean out more. And then pull those elbows up higher. Feel your back. So good. Yes. Good. Keep breathing. Sit down a little deeper. Lift those elbows up higher. Try to arch your back a little bit. Push your butt out. More right here. Make these work. Make these work. Yes. Consistent. A little bit more. Squeeze here. And then exhale. Forward. Hold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale. Palms down, step, jump, walk the floor back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. And then on an inhale, come forward, plank position. Lower down onto your elbows, forearm plank. Separate your feet a little wider than this. Good. Pull that little belly in. Now, this is like a try, okay? You can lower the knees down, that's fine. But without moving your butt side to side, you reach your right arm forward. And then put it back. Ah, I saw that button. Reach your left arm forward. And then bring it back. Whoa, big move in the hips there. Whoa. Hold that low belly in. Reach your right arm forward. Or just like imagine what it would be like to have to stabilize. Reach your left arm forward. Yeah, so slow. See if you can like get all the muscles to turn on. That would need, yeah, way better. And then one more time. Right arm reaches slow. And I feel muscles turning on. And then the left arm reaches slow with all the muscles turned on, and then lower down the floor to the rest. Good. Release those fingers behind your back. Bend your elbows as much as you can. Move those hands in the legs behind your back. Elbows bent as much as possible. Knuckles face your butt. Forehead down on the floor. Good. Squeeze your shoulder blades together a lot. This is part one. Part two, you reach those knuckles up to the sky. Elbows straight, not down your butt crack. And not like straighten them down your butt crack and then lift them up. I want you to bend them as much as you can. Squeeze them together, then straighten the arms. They're already off your butt, and then try to lift your upper body and your lower body up. Good. Holy. Keep reaching and straightening and squeezing the butt, the legs, the back, the shoulders, and release back. Rest. So nice. This time, hands alongside your body. Palms face to the side. Pressing those hips down into the floor. Squeeze your butt. Lift everything up. Shoulders legs squeeze together. Arms lift up behind. Good. Locust variation. Squeeze and hip. Squeeze and lift. Pull from the arms. And release back down. Take a rest. Turn your head. Sashay the hips. Anything that you need to do. If you're feeling a low back sensation, you can like not lift up quite as high, or really think about pulling your belly button up off the floor, supporting that low back from the front side. This time, arms reach out in front of you, overhead. Good. Palms face each other. Trying to make those elbows look at each other again. Now, forehead down. I just want you to lift your arms off the floor. Just the arms. I know, right? Whew. This one's lifted higher than this one. Can you lift it higher than this one a little more? Good, good, good. Squeeze and lift just the arms up. Yes? Hold. Now, we lift the legs up, just the legs. Good. Now, with those arms, rolling out and lifting up in the back of the shoulder, those small muscles. Let's lift the head and chest now, and then alternate arm and leg. So you're like kind of swimming, arm and leg, opposite side. Up and down. For 10, 9, 8, strong straight arms. 7, 6, palms face each other. 5, 4, 3, straight arms. 2, and 1. Release it. Whoa, little rocks in the hips. Little sashay. Whoa, find a bend in the knees, reach back with your hand, grab a hold of the feet on the outside, baby toe side. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Forehead down. Or lift your thighs up off the ground. Good, with those thighs lifted up, let's try to lift the rest of the body up. Lift. Good. The legs keep lifting up to the ceiling and to the back wall. So you can roll back onto your shins. Oh. Pull, pull, pull. You keep going up and back and up and back and up and back. For 3, 2, and little sashay in the hips, left side. Alright, reaching back to the feet again. This time, pause, don't go anywhere. Your knees bend and you reach for the inside. I don't want you to reach with your thumb, with the way it turns like in and back, so not like this. We're gonna try not to roll in and back, but to roll out and back. It's a totally different sensation in the shoulder. So my thumb goes up, my shoulder opens, and then I reach back. So when I reach back this way, I get like a different stretch on the shoulder. So release it. Good. Now, with that grip on the feet, on the inside, from our shoulders going open. Lift just your thighs if possible, or forehead down. Just the thighs if possible. Use your butt. Good. Now, those legs still squeeze together a bit, and they try to lift up as high as you can take it. Good. Now hold that, and now try to lift your chest up. And kick back into your feet. Try to get back on your shins. Again, pulling with those muscles in the back body. For 3, 2, and 1. Nice and easy. Good. Bring those knees together. Sit back towards your heels. Child's pose, knees together. Just for a moment. And then with the knees together, a puppy pose. So, from your child's pose, the knees together. You reach those arms out nice and long. Butt comes up over the knees. And try to turn those elbows in to face each other. Roll from the arm out. Drop your chest down to the floor. Good. On and then inhale. Make your way out of that end. I gave everybody a band. Grab a hold of the band. Guys at home, if you have something you can like elastic, great. If you don't, then something that's not elastic will work just fine too. We're trying to find a distance on this band that I can pull on it and get my arms all the way around. And then all the way back. Okay? So we're going to come to stand. Feet together, knees together. And I want to make a differentiation between my back arching and being hollow. So that hollow shape is where the front of your ribs and your hips come together. We're going to hold that hollow shape as we take those arms up and around and bring them back, which is different than you go in here and then arching and doing like a little bit of a worm thing in my back. Okay? So I pull it apart, come around, and then bring it forward. And if you're like, that's too easy, then just bring your hands a little closer together, pull that band apart. Every time big muscles, little muscles, this is a little muscle thing, okay? So it doesn't have to be super hard, but I want you to keep your body no bending the elbows. No bending the elbows, body stays super strong and straight. And then it comes back when those arms don't bend, because whoa, and reach. Remember when we were doing shoulder blades together and shoulder blades apart on hands and knees? When your arms go back, the shoulder blades squeeze together. And as your arms come forward, I want you to reach your arms to the front of the room so you push that up or back. Up or back behind you in this case. So you're protracting shoulder blades away from each other and retracting the shoulder blades squeezing. 2 more. Arms stay super straight. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Don't bend your elbows. If you have to bend your elbows, it's too tight. And then back. Okay. Now, a little narrower grip. Arms come up overhead. This time, I keep my abs in still, same. So my shoulders, my elbows bend, my shoulders reach behind me. And then I'm gonna reach them like up and back to the back wall, and then back in. So I'm doing, I know, maybe not freakishly back, right? Abs stay in. And you're just trying to like find the right amount of resistance. This is not like lifting big heavy weights. We're trying to stretch and strengthen the little muscles in the shoulders. So we stay with something that we can breathe with, something that feels good. Something that's like, oh, this is nice. I feel an openness in my shoulders. If I'm struggling here, right? We talked about like what life is like, the little habits. You like the struggle, huh? Yeah, I do. I come to yoga, but I want it to be hard. I want to suffer in life. Right? These are like our little habits. And then bringing it back to center. Now, from my knuckles to my wrist to my elbow to my shoulder, I want to make a straight line. This is a wider grip. I'm going to pull this hand apart. So everything stays in the same line. And then it comes forward a little bit. And then I pull the band back towards my shoulder, squeeze together. So I'm not trying to go down, and I don't want my wrist to cup. So look at your wrist. Knuckles down in line with the wrist. Yeah. Up and then together. So we're just finding little squeezes right on that straight line. Raw. Snap it right now. Yes. Pulling apart. For 5, 4, 3, 2, drop the knuckles, 1. Now hold it. Now one arm moves, the other arm stays. 1.
This one?
Yeah, and you're gonna do both. 1. Now stay on the same side. 2, 3. See if you turn this on more and less of this. Turn this on. Pull from here. Not here. Down. 2, 1. And now switch sides. Other arm moves. 1. Ribs stay forward. 2, towards me. With the ribs stay here. 3. 4, put your abs in. 5, 3 more. 6, don't rotate. 7, back come to the shoulder. 8, good, relax. I know, if you were thinking that, then you were doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay? They are very much ow, kind of thing. Throw those bands off to the side. Inhale, reach up, full circle to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, ground the palms and into your hands, hop, step, jump, and float. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog, lift up forward. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Right foot steps through between the hands. Inhale, rise, warrior 1, pause there. Arms go behind your back, shoulder blades squeeze together, bend the elbows. Interlace your fingers. Reach the knuckles for the back wall, not down your butt crack. Reach them back, shoulder blades squeezing together, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold down inside. Palms together. Squeeze your palms together. Shoulder blades, bend again, start around. Bend the elbows. Squeeze together. No, not down, up. Bend elbows. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, always good. Now reach your elbows to the back wall. Feel different? Okay, now go down. Good. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. I can tell if you're squeezing them together because there's wrinkles down your back. And then you squeeze. Yes. Now, turn your butt so that it faces the back wall, not the side of the room. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing together. Down inside that front more. Bend deeper into the front.
Keep squeezing. Turn your butt to face the back wall more. Yes. 3, 2, 1. All the way back up to standing. Good. Both arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands down. Pause. Back heel lifts up. Push the ground away. Pull your low belly in. Upper back lifts. Yeah, so your upper back is rounded. Yes? Your hips are up. Your knee is bent. Good. Step back, plank position. Pose. Both heels to the right, left arm up to the side. Side plank. Vasisthasana. You can do any variation you like. Breathe. Push the ground away in that right hand. Even out on those hips. Breathe. Good, nice and slow. Bring it back. Chat around with that basket. Inhale, upward facing down. Exhale back, downward facing down. Left foot steps through between hands. Inhale, rise up. Warrior one. Both arms reach to the sky. Good, and then both hands behind your back. Bend deeply. Right, I don't want you on a tightrope because that's going to make this forward fold pretty intense. So get the right foot to the right and the left foot to the left. Bend your elbows a ton. Bend them a ton. Bend, bend elbows. More bend, more bend, more bend in the elbows. Yes. Knuckles face the ground, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now, don't reach the hands down. Reach them to the back wall. Chest stays lifted. Shoulder upward. If we take the hands down and then up, you kind of like circumvent the strength part of this. I want you to work the strength. Good. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold down inside. If you're like, well, Karim, I do it that way, it's harder. I know. That's why I say it that way. Head hangs down. With those elbows bent. Bend them again. Bend them again. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Reach the knuckles straight to the sky. Good. Deeper into that left knee. Head hanging down. I know. Steer your butt to face the back wall. Turn the butt to face more. Bend deeper into the left knee. Yeah. Feel your head hang down. You want your head to touch the floor, bend your knee more. You're like, oh, look at that, it's so much closer. Yes. Nice and slow, all the way back up. Hands to the low back, bend up to the sky. Good, and then the hands come down. Pause. Push the ground away. Put your low belly in. Step back. Plank position. Good. Opposite side. Both heels to the left. Right arm up. Vasisthasana. Side plank on the side. Push the ground away. We have been working to stabilize and open these shoulders over and over and over again. Push the ground away. Lift those hips up. Breathe. Good. Back to center. Slow lower down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, right leg up in the air. Laying down dog. Don't stack the hips, just lift the leg. Good. So drop your right hip down to face to be even with your left hip. And then reach the straightest right leg you can. No bend in the knee. Now squeeze your butt to lift the leg up. Because it's different. The way that I'm asking you to do this, your thigh rolls down towards the floor. Reach out to the heel, straighter leg. Yes. Good. Squeeze it in a loop to lift the leg right from there. Good. Belly stays strong. Good. Now, stack the right hip on top of the left hip. Like stay straight. Yeah, stays right in the body. As that left heel presses down, right leg lifts up. You roll this out, let's make it go. Right now, lift it up. So keep this, but then lift the right leg up. Yes, pull the body. And one step the right foot through, between my hands, pause, high lunge. We're gonna lower that left knee almost to the floor. And then press back up. And then lower the left knee almost to the floor by bending it. And then straighten it back. And then lower it down. And up. This time lower it and hold. Good. Pull that right knee away from the base of the side. Yeah. Squeezing your butt like crazy. Good. If you find a back bend here, you got the back. Stabilizing over strong legs. 2. And 1. Good. The hands come down. Half step the back foot and straighten both legs. Bring your left hand with your right hand right on up to the sky. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Now turn your chest to the side wall. Your chest, your chest, your chest. Stack your right shoulder on top of your left shoulder the way that you were just stacking your hips. Keep your hand down on your hip. Yeah. Turn your chest a little more. Arch your back, stick your butt out, and arch your back. Turn. Yes, yes, yes. If I could get everybody turning to get those shoulders stacked, then we can take that arm up to the sky. But until then, I just like, the arm is just like a hat. You know, you gotta put the hat on. Like, yay, we're dressed. So we're just working that squeeze of those inner thighs. Oh, so good. Bring that right hand back down the ground, set it back, so lower, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back down facing dog. Left leg goes up. Good. Belly pulls and press that right heel down. And then squeeze your butt to lift that leg up a little higher. Even those hips, even. And now. Good, and then you squeeze your butt and find that lift in the leg, even higher than you would like to. Press that right heel down. Now we stack left hip on top of right hip. The leg stays right in line with the body. But not behind you. I don't want you to be in a big like C shape. I want you to use that side butt shape. Find a little bend in the knee. Roll this side out. Now keep that as you straighten this leg. Keep trying to roll it out of your shoulder. Yes. Arms stay straight. Push the ground up. 3, 2, the belly a little higher. 1, good. So keep your hands power on the side. Good. Take that knee almost to the floor. And then back up. Lower that knee almost to the floor. Knee almost to the floor. And good. Almost to the floor. Pause. Pull that left knee out. Yes. That's it. Feel the difference. It's so good. Good. Find your back bend. Good. And then back to down. Half set that back foot in shape. Looks like you're moving on this side. We'll bend into that left knee. roll that left thigh out, roll your right thigh in. Then try to keep that as you straighten the leg. Right hand where the left hand is. Stack it. Yeah, same idea, that a little bit in that. And pull it out from here. And keep that big toe. Good, and we're just trying first just to like stack the shoulders. Doesn't have to be a lot. Hand doesn't have to go towards the sky. Hand is not like the end all be all. You get light on the hand on the ground. Trying to stack the shoulders, arch the back. Good, and then back to your center of hands. Again, now let me come step back, same position. Slow lower, try to run into the nostril. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, down facing dog. Good, lower both knees down to the floor. Camel's pose, so if you need any extra padding on those knees, you set yourself up, hands come to the low back. So the legs squeeze together, elbows squeeze together. So, can you imagine squeezing a block between your elbows? That's the amount of like elbow bend and squeeze together that I'm looking for. That like, someone like, not like this skinny way. Maybe not that you're trying to hold like the skinny side of the block, if you're almost like, oh, that would be hard. But maybe like the wider side. Could you imagine like squeezing the block between your elbows? Good, and then keep that squeeze. As you press the edge forward and find your camel pose. Maybe your head drops back, maybe your chin stays in, that's up to you. You'll know right away if it was a good idea to let your head drop back, and if it wasn't, bring it back in. And then bringing it back up to the stomach. And now we have option. Hands for the low back, we'll do that again. Or hands reach for the feet. And if you're reaching for your feet, you find it first as far as you can, put your hands in your back. And then I want you to find the one where your elbows go in and your hands go back. You reach for the insides of the feet. Or the blocks. Maybe go from your tippy toes. I don't know. Find round number 2. We're doing 3 rounds. This is round number 2. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Press the hips forward, squeeze your butt. Little inner thigh engagement, little outer thigh engagement. Maybe reach for the feet. And if you're pressing those hips forward, find the feet, maybe you let go of your hands and you just hold yourself out here. I usually go like a little deeper into it. It's a little scary then, but then we pull ourselves back up to the stone. And have a seat on the heels. Last round, you have the option to practice your drop backs. You can do them from standing or from your knees. Hands at heart center, or any of the variations we just did. So your drop backs might be from standing, just like working on like, and then back up. If you're taking your hands back over your head too, do that same thing from your knees, whichever you like. Your practice, you're worried about what everybody else is doing. Have a seat and just watch everybody else. When you're doing your movements, don't be like checking to see how everyone else is doing. Okay? I got them. You do your thing. Hands in the low back, hands to the feet. A drop back variation. Whatever it is, you're doing drop backs, you're doing about 5 of them. So squeeze that butt, press the hips forward, forward, forward.
Morgan, try going down as far as you can put yourself back up, just as like a practice. Only as far as you can come back up. But after you finish your 5, or you've had enough focus on you. Grab a block. Anyone? This one's 2, 3. 3.
I can
Only
share.
one.
This, there's no white one.
There you go. You got it. You got it covered? Super. Excellent. Block over your head, on your knees. Fingers over the top.
I give it, I'll take yours.
All right. Up on your tippy toes, fingers hold the block. Straight arms. Straight arms. Straight arms. Yeah. Good. You take your arms out back behind your head. Abstand. Sit. Squeeze those arms in. And then pull back up to the center. Sit. And pull back up to the center. So we're keeping that hollow position. Sit. And you're keeping your shoulders and your hips in the same line. No rotating here. And back to center. Sit. Arms are straight. Move. Reach. And then back to center. Good. Last half. Sit. Arms are straight. Yes, right there. And back to center.
Smiling.
One more time. Sit. Arms shoulder space. More. Reach. And pull back to center. Good. Release those blocks. Nice work. All right. We have one more series of back bends with these nice open shoulders and strong backs. You can do bridge pose. You lay on your back and you lift your hips up. You want to do a restorative bridge? You've had enough for today. You have the block, stick it underneath your low back. Take your restorative bridge. You're doing an active bridge. I want you to bring those shoulder blades together, palms together, press those baby fingers into the floor. This thing that we were doing in your bridge. If you're practicing your wheel, bring your fingers to your shoulders, press up onto the top of the head and all the way up at your wheel. Or you bring that arm movement that we've been working, turning that shoulder out, and you like spiral into your bridge where your hand goes down on the floor. If you can't see me, you gotta move. Okay, fingers turn back. My arm, I lift up. I trace the circle with the other arm, and I'm in my wheel. When I'm coming out, weight goes into that hand. I turn, and then I sit back down. So if you're like, I don't understand what's happening in the shoulder. What has to happen in the shoulder is that my fingers don't face this way. They have to keep turning out. So when we were reaching back for our feet, we did this. We turned our hands this way. And then practice, oh, can I keep my upper back and move? So now we're turning, holding, pressing, and then sitting back down. That's this. So, we do both hands. Your variation. So many levels in here, so many opportunities. Whatever you want. Come on, until you're done. In that wheel and try to straighten those arms. Ew. Yeah. So good. When you've had enough, you come back home. You did the spiraling on one side, you gotta do it on the other side. Matched up side to side. Had enough. We're all gonna make our way back down now onto the floor. Bring those knees into your chest, give yourself a nice hug. Good. Take a couple little circles on the low back. Both legs up to the sky. Some of you guys are really flexing. You can get your legs more than 90 degrees. If that's you, pull those legs back to 90 degrees. So your hips and your heels are in a line. There should be like a little feeling of work when that happens. Feel like, woo, that's a little extra ab action that goes on there. Good. Now, from that space of hips and heels and legs, you lift your upper body up off the floor, reach your fingers to the front of the room. Cool, and hold there. So you're thinking about that belly button dropping down towards the floor, those legs reaching out straight. Good, now can you lower those legs like 12 inches towards the floor, and then pull them back up. And then lower your legs down about halfway to the floor, and then pull them back up. That low belly stays in. Good, lower those like 6 inches from the floor, maybe, or as low as you can keep that. Keep that low back down, and then back up. Good, and then lower them down maybe 2 inches from the floor. Upper body is lifted, ribs are pulling down. It's that hollow body position. Cross your right ankle to the left, left to the right for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs to the sky. Oh. Relax your head down. Take a little rest. We're just gonna do one more set. If we do a lot of back strengthening work, we have to like balance it out with the work in the front. I don't want to leave you guys feeling like, whoa, lots of back stretching, not a lot of core. So, legs at 90. Yeah? Good. Now, head and shoulders, lift up, crunch, press that low back down. Arms lift up, good. Lower those legs 12 inches towards the floor, and then pull them back up. This doesn't have to be big. Little movements can be way better if you find the right muscles. Lower them down, halfway to the floor, and then pull them back up. Good, lower them down, 6 inches to the floor. Pause, hold it. Good, press that low belly down to the floor, the legs up and down. 10, little movements, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, little back bend there just to ease that out. Press the soles of the feet down, find a bridge, maybe roll over, find a tall cobra. That would work too. Bow, holding, reach back for your feet. Just stretch out your abs. Nice and slow, lower yourself back down. Rolling over onto your back if you're not there already. Good, bring the knees into your chest. Now cross the right knee over the left knee. Allow both knees to fall over towards the left side.
through center. Unwinding and rewinding the legs. Both knees to the right, left arm out to the left. Both knees back to center. So the squeeze, reach your hands inside and grab onto the soles of the feet. Happy baby pose. Nice and slow, bring those knees back in, give yourself a big hug, forehead towards the knees, squeeze everything in. Good, exhale, reach everything out, nice and long arms overhead, legs long, stretch yourself out, fingers to toes. Stretch, 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 fingers to heels, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then releasing for your final Shavasana.